actor Alec Baldwin's trial for involuntary manslaughter over the 2021 shooting on the set of the film Rust is underway. Former federal prosecutor Mitchell Epner is following the case and joins us now from New York. Thanks for joining us this morning on News Breakfast.
Thank you so much for having me.
Can you tell us what's happened today in court?
So what's happening literally while we speak is they are selecting the jury, and then once the jury is selected, they will move on to opening statements. My guess is that jury selection will either conclude later today or tomorrow.
How long are we expecting this trial to take?
Well, the judge has warned the potential jurors that this trial may take several weeks. I would expect someplace between 2 at the shortest and 4 at the longest.
We heard earlier that the judge had ruled that Alec Baldwin's role as a producer on the movie is not going to be considered during the trial. What's the significance of that?
Well, that's a big victory for Alec Baldwin, because the prosecution was attempting to argue to the jury that because of shortcuts that were taken by the movie, the production, that Alec Baldwin, in his role as a producer, should potentially be held criminally responsible for that. And Alec Baldwin's defense was that his role as a producer was raising money, and he had nothing to do with on-site safety protocols. And the judge sided with him on that and said that he's only on trial for his role as an actor and literally as the person who was holding the gun when it went off.
We saw a couple of months ago the armourer on the set was jailed for involuntary manslaughter after being found guilty. Is that going to have any bearing on this case?
Well, the fact that she was found guilty will not be shared with the jurors, but the fact that the prosecution has previously gotten a victory, a conviction under very similar circumstances definitely indicates that in New Mexico, a prosecution here has a very high chance for success.
So she has been jailed for 18 months. What is Alec Baldwin facing with this charge?
If he is convicted, he could face up to 18 months. It's not a certainty that he would receive the same sentence, but if convicted, that is the most likely sentence, because judges try to sentence people convicted for the same thing to the same sentence.
We see with some court cases that it's streamed live. I can only imagine the intense media scrutiny with this case. What's the situation with this particular trial? Will people be able to watch it live?
I have not found a live feed yet. It may be that there will be a live feed for some of this, but there are a lot of reporters who are in this courtroom and around it. It is bearing international scrutiny, hence our discussion right now.
Well, not only international scrutiny with media and I guess the interest because it is Alec Baldwin, but also because this happened on a film set. Could this possibly have an impact on other film sets and filmmakers? Will they be watching this as well with I guess, extra interest?
It already has. When you go back about 20 years ago, when Jason Lee was killed on a set, it led to a lot more safety protocols with regard to weapons on set. And those protocols were supposed to be in place here, but somehow a live round got into a gun that was never supposed to have a live round.